not exactly in real time, but you're right, that is a mix between the two of them. Does anyone have in mind one solution of mixed reality, which is very popular? Mixed or hybrid reality, which is very popular?
Technology.
Yes, one solution which is in the market.
Healthcare.
Microsoft,
Apple Vision Pro, right?
Microsoft as well.
Yeah, I just want to show you two examples there which are very different, because the US market and the Chinese market is taking two different approaches to the hybrid, right? This is the American approach, very similar for Microsoft or Apple. But you see, the idea here is that you're mixing both, right? So I think this image, let me see if I can find something which is a little bit. So this is, for example, the case of Vision Pro, which by the way is a big fail, that it's not selling well.
Using this.
But, so the idea is that you're mixing both. So you have these goggles, but these goggles, they are transparent, first of all, so you can see through it. Let me see if I can, maybe this is not the best.
Mixed reality.
Right, okay, so those goggles, they are transparent, so you see through it. While if you are using the virtual reality, you cannot see through it, right? You are fully immersed in another dimension. While with the hybrid, you are mixing both. So you're wearing the goggles. With the goggles, you can see elements for the virtual world. So for example, here, because it's an Apple Pro, you can connect with anything that you have on your Apple phone. You know, everything from Siri to, I don't know, Spotify or whatever you have, or YouTube or any program. So you can watch it in real time, like if they are, or we can watch TV, movies or whatever you want. But at the same time, you see what's going on in the real world. Right? So you have a mixed approach. Okay, and then metaverse. What's the difference between those three technologies and the metaverse? Especially, what's the difference between virtual reality and the metaverse?
Metaverse, you're fully immersed.
Here in the virtual reality, you're fully merged, no?
People that you're
Social intersection.
It's basically, the metaverse is basically the world, but in the VR set, no? So you have, there's people there, there's currency there, there's everything. It's like a real life, but...
That's right. So by the book, the virtual reality, it's everything is around you, it's just you, right? Surrounded into this virtual world. In the metaverse, it's like if all the classroom is now moved somewhere else. So each of you has an avatar, right? And we are interacting and playing in this metaverse, right? So it's a further step to the virtual reality. It's the base technology is the same, but it's an enhanced version, right? So it's where you basically interact in real time with the different avatars, and each one, in order to enter the metaverse, needs to have an avatar. How much do you think the metaverse is advanced at the moment?
No.
What is the most famous player in the metaverse at the moment?
Gaming, right?
No? I'm talking about the company which provides...
Meta.
Meta is the company above Facebook. This is why Meta was renamed Meta. It's very advanced, by the way, the metaverse. I just wanted to show you where it is. So this has been the last interview that has been done by Zuckerberg, right? Just to show to the public how much advanced is this technology at the moment. Okay, so these people, they are not real people. These are avatars in the metaverse, okay? So all the interview here is happening in the metaverse. This is how it is in real life. So you see, you have a virtual reality which is completely building the body shape. So this is what is happening in real time, and you're completely now moved into the virtual world. Let me go here if I can. Yeah. So you see, now the level of accuracy of the avatar is extremely high. They can very accurately reproduce the physiognomy of almost everything. And what is really impressive is that they can reproduce very well the eyes, which is eyes and hands are the most difficult thing to reproduce in the virtual world. So the level of advancement of the metaverse is extreme advanced nowadays, right? And it has progressed very quickly in a very short period of time. 3 years ago, this technology looked like that. What it is. When Facebook launched it,
Metaverse.
right? This is how it looked like. This was the first version that was launched, and this was the second version. No, this one was the second version then that was launched. You see? Let me see if I can. What is it? Right, let me make it bigger. So that was the level of accuracy 3 years ago for the metaverse. So you can see that everything was still very fake, right? It was not when the technology was, I don't know if you never, maybe you're too young, but in the past, Sims used to be a very popular, yeah? Sims was the first version of the metaverse. This was like the next generation, and then only in 3 years, we are now at this stage, right? Where this technology is so much advanced, where it becomes almost difficult to understand if it's true or it's not true. Okay? So those are the different technologies here. So what I would like to do now is go back to your group, and I want you to discuss real application. You need to identify real application of each of them. Gaming is only one. You need to go broader. Think about healthcare, for example. Think about e-commerce. Think about marketing. Think about consultancy, right? Specifically, I want to think about how consultancy can be used for the metaverse. How metaverse can be used for consultancy. Okay? I really want to put some effort in that. And think about healthcare for virtual reality as an example. And think about where mixed reality can be used. By the way, I forgot to mention, this is the most popular Chinese version of the virtual reality, of the hybrid reality. Let me see if I have a picture here. Right, this one. So the hybrid reality, as I was mentioning, can be done with goggles, which is the direction in which majority of the US companies are going, or it can be done directly with your glasses, where you have this device on it. Have you recently been to China? Has there been to China in the last, after COVID, or even in 2019? A lot of taxi drivers, they use it, right, to understand, to predict the traffic, right? It's very popular. It's a very popular application, for example, in Shanghai among the taxi drivers. Because what they try to do is that they try to predict not only the traffic, which can be done with apps such as Waze or things like that, but they also try to predict accident. Because on the Chinese route, for example, in Shanghai, accidents are very common, especially when you're not on the big, high, fast route, but when you're in the small route, where there are quite a lot of pedestrians, and there are quite a lot of
Cycle.
yeah, not much cycle anymore. It's more about scooters. Scooters. It becomes very dangerous. So they use it to predict accidents, and it's a very good tool because it can predict accident with a 30-second notice. So it means that it can predict if someone is about to fall or if someone is about to have an accident with a 30 seconds range. It's a huge time if you think about accident prevention. So Shanghai has been one of the first city in the world to make the use of these glasses among taxi drivers, and the amount of accidents which has happened in Shanghai since it was introduced in 2018 has dropped by 12%, which is massive if you consider the size of the city, right? So these are very, very popular options and solutions in China. Right? So I just mentioned Shanghai, but if you go to Shenzhen, Guangzhou, everything in the south, they're also very widely used on the construction site. Right? So they use a lot of these goggles, of this glass on the construction site to understand if the development is going as planned, right? And also how much variation there is between what has been developed and what was originally planned. So you can use these glasses to do a comparison, right, between the project and the actual building. So on the construction site, this is very popular among site managers. Okay? So just give you some example of the type of application that you need to think about. Okay? So now you have 15 minutes. I would like you to now go through one application per each, following the examples that I just shared with you. Okay? So you have 15 minutes for this activity.
AR, they use it in medical education, making more realistic, basically. Hybrids. They use it in like selection filters.
Oh, yeah.
And the last one is the metaverse, I don't know.
Okay, which one is which?
Like gaming, Minecraft, Fortnite, Roblox is the most popular.
This
See
one.
that practice
Okay,
on
what
the
is it?
Okay.
Massive.
Oh, so the hybrid, the second last one, the mixed reality, they use it in Snapchat. So you know how it has the camera, it sees your face and then it puts a filter on your face.
Mm-hmm.
That's an example.
Like snatch out.
AR, the first one, they use it in education for medical students to make it more realistic.
Which one? AU.
AR, the first one.
Where is R?
First one, I completed.
Yeah, it's AU. AUG.
Oh yeah, AUG.
Yeah. Okay. How about the better real? Number 2.
No, metaverse you can use it in tourism.
Huh?
Metaverse you can use tourism.
What time you finish?
For test drive, so you know when you go to buy a car,
Mm.
you can put the goggles on and see how you're driving. You don't need to go in the car. Yeah, that's
But there's one that may say that in a building site, you can identify accidents. Which one is that?
that's in China for taxi drivers.
Among the 3, among the 4, which one?
I don't know, I'm not sure now.
China, Tesla, and North Korea. They want to scatter these walls.
They've just invited, Jim's just invited me to get Nando's Thursday. I know.
Okay. When I get home, I will sit down and so teach me about this, teach me about this. Because when we were doing project management, I didn't understand anything. It's a ChatGPT that taught me everything. Because when I say ChatGPT, please, I don't understand. Can we use this site? You say, okay, Elizabeth. Because I was communicating for a ChatGPT like a human being. She said, no, I'm not human. I said, ChatGPT, I know, but I want you to explain it more than the lecturers. You know? Yeah. ChatGPT is good, though. Even I was shouting, ChatGPT taught me a project management 100%. When I showed the lecturer, he said, Elizabeth, you don't fit this slide. I said, yes. When I just said, look at it, understand everything. He said, okay. Even to the sense I go back to China, thinking it's a human being, you should be my lecturer. And he said, okay, can we stop? Tomorrow we start. And this is okay. I said, make sure you get the whole test. It's okay, Elizabeth. I will. This ChatGPT, I can't joke with it. It's the best food I have ever known. You know, like the way you know cook. So all these applications, you need to understand how to use them. You know, Google. Whenever I go to Google, like Canva make me feed this. Do you know how to use Canva?
Yeah.
100%.
No, it's annoying.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So is it not good?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. What was the metaverse example?
That in tourism you can
gave me this. I brought it to the class. So you were, did I brought this? My son bought one for me, brand new 3,000 plus. They, I brought it to the class. They drive me, say they can't.
Did I make that?
Please say, I don't understand it. Elizabeth, I can't agree with
Yeah,
this.
but
Okay, let me go to.
we're there now. It's just
What,
only about 6 months. It's only about 6 months. We have like trouble.
When you go to marry, come here and go to Jello French. I'm a wedding organizer. But
It's
it's
in,
not English or
We're after
Nigerian
about 7 about
wedding is
You wait hopefully go.
I'm doing it in the
He
summer.
said he was going to be assisting this year. He was like, what's your mind now?
So you need to find one example of
No, I want him to get married, they graduate. So I can write his name.
But it's one goes to each, so you need one example for technology. Once it's done, just
Okay, no, thank you so much. Thank you.
in Africa is they will fight you. Putting a man's name on your
it's one
certificate.
goes to each, so you need to write one example for
Are you
technology. Once it's done,
No, I mean, are you from Jewish community?
so one technology, one occupation technology name, once done on the board.
Very fast.
If it's private, it's private. I mean, figure out the freedoms.
I like them. I
We
don't know what's the money
literally bought like 4
The
pence
money is
there.
too
We
much.
didn't bring them.
The money they are talking
We
is
only
too
want
much.
No, 1 cent.
Oh,
Thank you.
No, just say please.
please say that to me.
Yeah.
You need it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Did you manage to this? I'm a good writer. I need a tiny pen. I don't mind the pen. Thank you. Because I write something. Okay, this is this one. The same technology was two devices and smartphone, tablets, or other glasses, e.g. Microsoft. What she mean?
Does anyone
Okay, just
know?
write any of the examples there, each one.
Okay, like game. Have you written game?
I wrote game, yeah, for,
I don't want to write game.
for which one?
Oh, this number one.
No, I didn't write game.
Okay, let me write game. But it
So
says
you
it's
get to write
game.
game.
Healthcare too. This is another example.
Yeah, I wrote healthcare.
Oh, you wrote healthcare?
Yeah.
Okay, let me write game.
And write what game? Write example of the game. Yeah, see, okay one.
I can't write it, it's like, find it. You're hungry. You watch what you'll be eating because of your wedding camp.
I eat what I want.
Is it? You don't come with.
No, I don't.
Okay, let me stop it here. Because I'm writing to.
You don't need to not write one, you just need to write example.
Okay, this, this example. I have to be looking at this one.
Yeah. Oh, please, yeah. Something to Jim. That's it.
This one is a short.
Who wrote NFTs?
May.
This is blockchain.
What?
This is blockchain.
Blockchain.
Yeah, NFTs. It's on the blockchain technology.
I didn't find this one. Where is this one?
So, I will read, because what you put in the ML, it's really blockchain technology.
I don't know.
So have a think about it. So think about the options.
The uses. Let's get it right.
No, I use ChatGPT before it.
I already provided the example.
Oh, that's what we showed.
I sent you with Emmanuel, sorry for that. You with Emmanuel?
Me.
Okay. Taxi drivers were the example that I provided. This is a very lazy thing to do.
Sorry.
So changing?
What is
Yeah.
this? I like my hands. I can't do the hands. Okay, Miss. This is my own. Okay.
Right. Okay. Now let's, okay, put it, that's fine.
Did you get my? I like this work.
Yeah, I know.
I like it.
Yeah.
I love this work.
Now let's do the second part of the activity and then we're going to see one by one. I want you to come here, we're going to discuss in details. Right, okay, now the
I learn with
second part
people's
of the
work.
activity.
Hello, Cassie.
So the second part of the activity is that now you need to look at these four technologies holistically and you need to think about the pros and the cons of using this technology. You can think about pros and cons from a technological
What do you mean by pros and cons, please?
positive aspects and negative
Oh, positive and negative.
Yes.
Okay, because that grammar.
So it's about think about positive and negative aspects of the use of this technology.
Should we say advantage and disadvantage?
There's one person
I wasn't
this,
born
right?
in this country.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One person who is still, are you still doing the activity? Okay. So let me go to the second part. Don't worry, we need to try. So right guys, so this second part is about thinking about the positive and negative aspects of using this technology. You have to think holistically. So you need to think from a technological perspective, from a social perspective, from a business perspective, from an environmental perspective. So what can be the pros and the cons of using this technology? So write it on the post-it, same thing, come here, and then we're going to have a discussion all together. List a number of pros and cons and be specific.
Pros and cons. That's,
Do you have a
Yeah.
sorry, miss.
Mm-hmm.
Pros and cons, that's advantage and disadvantage.
for each one?
No, holistically, look generally at all of these technologies.
Have a pen as well.
Yeah.
Have a pen, pen's a pen.
Only one, you say like you should write
Just
something
in general.
for this, the
All
whole
of them,
thing.
yeah.
Thank you.
You can think also specifically about some technologies. For example, how virtual reality gives headaches. Example, it's proved, medically proved. No, think about all four. Some elements can be common. For example, look at the sustainability aspect. Right? So where was your? Am I missing your?
Hold on, I did it wrong.
Sorry?
No, I did it wrong. Hold on.
Do you want another one?
Yes, please.
Yes, no problem. Right.
Right. Can you tell me the pros? Is it how to describe this, the pros? Or positive and
It's
negative?
not, also I don't have any other, unfortunately, you need to use the previous one. It's not, no, sorry.
Can you tell me the positive and the negative?
So, pros or
In every sector. Okay. I was,
Sorry.
this my young lady, is it taking my? This year is a year of, my daughter might get married this year too. Or engaged, not marriage, engaged. I just pray for God to treat. Your mom is very important.
She's not sad but not happy.
Why?
Because she doesn't like.
Don't mind. As far as you are happy, is it going to live with you?
Yeah, I live with her already.
Ah, okay. These young people, you own the world. Young people own this world.
I'm actually writing that.
I was writing down
I'm taking this thing for when I get home. Please, all these pictures, is it part of what we are going to study?
It's just decoration.
Oh, I thought it's part of our study. Okay. You gave me a lot.
Guys, when you do this exercise, I want you to put something about lens.
Lens.
On the yes. This is what I was mentioning. You need to think about specifically and technological aspects.
Lens like glasses.
Lenses.
Okay, let me
Yes.
put lenses.
Think about that. I want to say something about lenses.
Okay.
So you need to go deep into the analysis a little bit.
You said we should do something about lens. Lens. What is it?
Well, what you put on?
So all these, they have lenses, no, that
Oh,
you
yeah.
use.
Yeah.
Whatever is the technology. So do a little bit of research. What is the debate around lenses? Because it's the most debated thing when it comes to this technology.
Can you put lens as well? like glasses.
Look at things like lenses, microchip, earth
Microchip.
material, raw material. These sorts of
Raw
elements are very
material.
important in this debate.
Oh, I don't have brain to write. Let me write with my mouth. So give me a quick thing. Higher performance. Resolution.
That's the one.
It's very nice too.
Sign up. Gift cards and that's it, gift cards and could you count like a voucher? Could you get an email gift card number anyway? Oh, we got going.
We've got to go because I've got.
Okay, that's fine. No problem.
Is there?
Oh, that's it.
Thank you. No problem. Have a good day.
Good evening.
Hey, what's time?
Hi, good evening.
No.
That's all. This one not like that. They don't care. I left my thing for it's killing my dancing. Oh my God.